you can think that way, right? But yeah, don't be posting it because you're not only posting it for Dagestan people to see anymore. It's for the whole entire world to see. So now you're either gonna lose a bunch of fans and all that type of shit. But yeah, I saw that shit. It was crazy.
Fighters just problematically, or not just fighters. I think a lot of entertainers, me including, we forget that the world is a public platform now, right? With Twitter and social media. And so I don't really think about that too much. And I realized that shit too, specifically with the whole Deontay Wilder thing and the Radio Raheem shit. To this day, you know, when he was doing that shit.
What was the backstory on that again?
So this is what I thought when I first saw it, right? And a lot of people disagreed with me on this, and I was like, I gave Radio Raheem a benefit because I've been on the interviewee side, right? Yeah. And so a lot of the times what happens with these interviewers, they want you to sound good. They're not there to trash you, right? Yeah. And I didn't even know about Radio Raheem's previous relationship with Deontay Wilder.
What was that?
They've talked before. They've had conversations. They were friends. So what these interviewers will do, if they don't prep you, they'll lob you an easy question so you could thoroughly explain your stuff, right?
You sound better and have a good
Exactly. So somebody says to me about the whole Crazy Rich Asians and things, right? So they come up to me and they go, during like a red carpet interview, and they go, hey, so is Crazy Rich Asians very important for Asian people in media? Would I come out and be like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, haven't you known that there aren't Asian faces in the media? Are you in a fucking hole? What if I said that to them conversely, right? Because when I heard that question, I was like, oh, Radio Raheem is lobbing him a question. But he took that as like, oh, why are you acting like you fucking Uncle Tom? Like, you don't know what our black people...
What did he ask him?
He basically asked him about... I can't remember exactly, but it was basically... It's about black culture and kind of like what he's trying to stand for in terms of what black people are going through today. And he's like, what are you not black? Like, you're a black man asking me this shit? Yeah. You know, shit like that.
He was like, you're one too, right? Or some shit. He's like, that's you too.
And what he was saying is like, like Radio Raheem was like, dog, we know each other. I know you know I know this. Yeah. Right? So why the fuck would you come at me like this? Like, I'm asking, what he was saying too is that this is an international platform. Yeah. You're also going to get somebody from the UK. American Black history pertains to American people. So he goes, what, you don't have the internet? Google that shit. Dog, do you know shit about Europe, Deontay?
I know.
Do you know anything about Europe? If I asked him on the spot, do you know shit about Europe? Do you know the shit that black people go through in Europe? You probably don't know. Yeah. And so because it's an international platform, he's lobbing him a question to be like, yo.
And he botched it.
And he botched it. And then he made fucking Radio Raheem look like an Uncle Tom, which him as an interviewer, he was like, yo, I'm lobbing you a good question so you can look good. Yeah. So why did you come
we're homies.
And we're friends. So what the fuck? But they squashed it after though. So
and then he started using that for like merch and shit.
Exactly.
To this day.
Which kind of
video is so scary though. Of him,
it was frightening.
And I think I remember the video like kind of zooming in on that fool's face. As he's like,
well, Radio Raheem, he was shocked. He's like, yo, man, like, I'm trying to help you out. And also too, because there was a narrative about Tyson Fury. He's also a gypsy, right? That's what he calls himself, the Gypsy King. I'm not sure if that's a derogatory term or not. I think it is, but I don't really know.
That fool still lives in a caravan, bro.
Yeah, so he's
the caravan.
Yeah, is a Gypsy King, and so you know, Gypsy people are also people who are looked down upon. So he has his like people struggle versus the Black American struggle. So he was trying to create the narrative of that versus him saying, "Oh, I don't know what Black people go through," and it's like, bro, clearly as a Black male, he understands. Yeah. He knows what this is. So he's like, "Oh, you're trying to get like a sensationalized piece right now." It's like, no, you dumbass. Like what I'm trying to do is lob you a question as your friend so you could explain yourself, because your angle right now is that you are speaking for the people. Case in point, after he got fucked up in that Tyson Fury fight, he's over here in his room with a fucking hoodie on or some shit going like, "My peoples. I will rise again. You're king." Well, have you seen that shit?
No, I haven't seen that.
I saw it too.
Yo, let me look that shit up.
Dude, that's insane.
But that was talking about the interview, sort of something like that. Did you guys see the whole thing with Tony Ferguson? Like there was kind of a little story about it.
About how, the press conference?
Yeah. So
that press conference was great, by the way.
Yeah. So
if you guys haven't watched the interaction between Habib and Tony Ferguson, that press conference is, I've maybe watched it like 2 or 3 times.
But the guy like straight up tries to give him props. He was like, basically like, you overcame mental health.
Apparently that guy, he's a fighter too, but he also works, I think he's ex-military guy too. Yeah. So he's worked with a lot of like PTSD and worked through a lot of like depression, things like that. So he was really excited to talk to him about
so he brings it up. He's like, you're here, you're gonna fight for the championship.
It's really brave that you're bringing.
It's really brave. You overcame mental, health issues.
Topics into light.
And his response was, "Fuck you."
He goes, fuck your advice.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, I'm not trying to be. He's like, fuck your advice. He's
Next
like,
question.
I'm not trying to give you advice. I'm trying to give you props, but okay.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, dude. That I was seeing people talk about that, and that was the worst response. Like, he should have been like open about it and be like, this is what I did to get here, because people were probably watching, feeling the same way.
I also watched an interview after that press conference. They interviewed Tony Ferguson, and I forgot who it was. I think it was like Brett Okamoto or something like that. And he starts bringing up like, he was talking about like, who's your team? And Tony Ferguson mentioned his wife.
Yep.
And then he was like, oh yeah, like you and your wife have gone through, and he was like, careful.
Yeah,
careful. And I was like, oh, dude. But like Tony Ferguson is a wild man, bro.
Well, Tony Ferguson lives in his own world. So when he responds like that, I'm like, that's about Tony Ferguson.
Yeah, it seems about right. But have you seen, there's like all these compilations on YouTube. It's called like 2 or 3 minutes of Tony Ferguson trying to injure himself. He does all these training.
Oh, he does weird shit.
But he's also like, it's obviously from a coach's perspective, you're like, hey, don't do any of that. But it's also amazing how good he is.
It's also he's also on like a 13 fight win streak.
Yeah.
He's also,
bro, this dude was
monster.
He was on a hoverboard, log pressing, like clean log pressing on a beach, and then backflipping off of like a Bosu ball.
I would go train with him to do this shit.
Well, I really would, dude.
You wouldn't last none of us would last a day because we'd all bust our asses.
I'd last 2.
Listen to this shit right here.
My bomb squad army.
Oh, dude, he's like really
my
sad.
Bomb squad nation. To all my loved ones around the world.
Dog, what the fuck?
I want to let you know that I am here.
It sounds like the beginning of like an R&B
Your
song.
king is here.
First of all, let's pause this real quick. Where did the Black Panther fucking Wakanda accent start coming? He was like, "I am here.
He's
your king is here."
Oh, dude.
I don't know what I'm going to do later, but I got hit in the face real hard. I'm like, hold on, Deontay. Relax for a second. First of all, by the way, I actually love Deontay Wilder because he got that heater in his hand.
Dude,
but I thought he took the loss really poorly. We'll talk about the suit after, but we gonna get back on.
He almost punches as hard as me.
Oh, okay, all right.